The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Welcome to the pregame show here at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. I'm Ned Case. Alongside me, special guest Charmin White, former head coach at Miller Grove High School, now an assistant at Georgia State for the Panthers, and Sly Williams, and on the far side, David Dickerson. Coach White, we're going to start with you. Obviously, a big matchup here, Miller Grove versus Allatoona. Last time you coached the game in the state, this game looked pretty familiar.
Yeah, it was very familiar. It was a good game. I can tell you that. The outcome was great, but it was a great game. A big battle between two really good teams and two well-coached teams, I think. And hats off to Allatoona. They played a great game, and we just was fortunate and had the right balance at the last end. So,
and that was the 2016 state championship game, a 50-48 win over Allatoona to bring back a title. One you guys, kind of got away from you in 2015, but wrapping up 7 and 8 years. Nice run at Miller Grove, now on to Georgia State. What do you see, Georgia State, where do you see that taking your career and your future moving forward?
It's been great thus far, and I can see it, it continue to just thrive because of the fact that, Georgia State is just continuing to evolve and just grow in crazy amounts. We won our first bowl game a week ago, and basketball, has had that mark and just continued to being one of the signature mid-major programs in the Southeast. And, we just Coach Hunter's done a great job of laying the foundation there, and I'm just there to just help him continue to push this brand of Georgia State basketball, not only across the state, but across the nation.
And also down to these basketball junkies, I'm sure they got some questions for you. So, Sly, you want to take it away?
Well, my first question was about my eligibility. When will I be allowed to come and join this Georgia State team? I know we need to sit down and talk to Coach Hunter. I just need 1 or 2 shots a game, 1 or 2 shots a quarter, Coach.
Well, like I say, as long as you can hit the three, Coach Hunter's going to be fine with you. I'm telling you, if you can shoot the three, hey, that's what he likes.
Well, Coach, look, I know I don't have any left, and I have no interest in running up down the floor with 18 to 20, 21-year-olds anymore. But my question is, you obviously fantastic reputation, fantastic coaching career at Miller Grove. What's going on in terms of keeping some of the Miller Grove and the Allatoonas and the Buford guys here at home and trying to get those guys over at Georgia State?
Well, that's one of the reasons I was brought in, to continue that. They've been able to do a great job with that, but, me having a pretty strong reach in the state, I've been able to recruit a lot of guys. Nelson Phillips is top 100 recruit in the country. Cavante Ivey, another top recruit in the state. Kane Williams last year, Joshua Linder. So we've been able to kind of put out a fence and put our stake around Georgia. We've been going to different areas, not just in Atlanta, We've been going to Middle Georgia and South Georgia, and so we've been able to be very successful with that. And, the guys we got, we think we can continue to build that program to even take it to different heights.
Great.
Coach, looking at this year's Miller Grove team, Maurice Harvey seems to kind of be the headliner, and you guys have offered him over at Georgia State. What does Maurice bring to this team, and what do you see out of this 2017-2018 Miller Grove team if you've had a chance to see him play a little bit?
Yeah, Maurice, man, he was a freshman my last year there. He played varsity, and I did that on purpose because I thought he was a very good player. But not only that, he's a competitor, and he wants to win, and he'll do what it takes to win, and that's what I think he brings. As a junior, it's tough to call him a junior as a leader, but he is the leader of this team. He's the best player. He's the leader. And I think when you got your best player as your leader, that's when good things can happen. And with this team, it's got some great sides with Kevin Page and Jamon Clark, but, they got the tandem guard play with Maurice Harvey, T.J. Stargell, and Lorenzo Anderson. I think, with that, it's a formidable group pretty young on the bench, so the depth is not as much as it's been in the past. But, the thing about it is, those guys, two of those guys has experienced this game 2 years ago in Maurice Harvey and Kevin Page. And I think that's big, and especially Maurice. He actually played in the game and scored, and so, it'll be good for them, and I think it'll be a good, fun season.
All right. One thing about this Miller Grove team, Miller Grove, that championship pedigree that you established and that you put down there, and that you guys back home you can watch if you want to watch the SUV TV documentary, Reclaiming the Crown. You go ahead and check it out on YouTube and get to see that championship run. Now, you're talking about some of the players from that Miller Grove team. Now, one of the guys I like on that Miller Grove team is Timothy Starcher. Now, he just transferred in from Shiloh, but he's a great guard. He's a little bit undersized, 5'11", but, that's a great high school guard size. But I like the intensity that he brings to the team and the type of game he plays on both sides of the court. Mm-hmm. And, it's one thing we can talk about. We can talk about some of the Sharman White teams, some of those teams that had the offensive stars, but you also played so much. The emphasis that you put on defense was also just really impressive. How do you bring that mentality to your team? How do you get your guys ready to sit up there and play defense that whole court?
I think it starts in practice. I mean, and it starts with the culture itself. We tell our guys, if we score, we might win. If we don't score, we'll never. If our opponents never score, we'll never lose. And so, it's just the mentality, and it was set from the beginning when we opened those doors up at Miller Grove, and it's just when guys come in, they know we got to defend. We're going to defend. There's no way around it. And so guys buy into that, and so we stress it in practice. We make our practices very competitive. We make them defensively based, and we use our defense to actually sharpen our offense, because if we have a stud defense in practice, it makes our offense that much better to have to execute against it. So it kind of works both ways.
Yeah, Coach, I know that we talked a little bit just about when your time at Miller Grove, but there is a mentality, and there is programs are built. They're not necessarily made, they're built.
Right.
And that's what you did, and of course, Coach Chester has really continued that process. What I like so far about what I've seen, and of course, I'm in a whole nother area, but I have a chance to watch a lot of game film, and I like the balance that I've seen in this Miller Grove team, because while Harvey is clearly the leader, he's getting 16 points a game, but Lorenzo Anderson's getting 14, Jamon Clark's getting 9.2, and then the impressive thing is that Kevin Page is getting 7 points a game, but he's adding 9 rebounds to that. So there's something to be said for the program building and guys finding and knowing roles. Talk a little bit about what you tried to do with that, and I'm sure that you guys are continuing with Ron and the guys over at Georgia State.
Yeah, we used to always tell our guys, find your niche and be a star in your role, and everybody's not going to score 20 points a game, and that's a given. And the funny part about it, with our teams, with all the great players that we did have, and nobody never averaged over, 20 points a game, and when you look at the Tony Parkers and the Mufon Udovias, and even Al Tariq Gilbert, because it was a balance, and we preach that, we play as a team, we win as a team, we lose as a team, but those things, it's all a part of the culture. And I know that's it's a trademarky type of word, but sure, it really is, a part of the culture. Is what you build, and is how you, put these things together, and what do you stress, what do you emphasize. I always tell younger coaches, what you emphasize is what you'll get. So if you emphasize team play, if you emphasize team defense, those are the things you'll get back in return. But if you don't emphasize them, you can't expect those things to come, just automatically.
Fantastic.
And we're just moments away from tipping off. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back here for Keys to the Game before we tip off this next one.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Welcome back to the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic pregame show. I'm Ned Cage alongside our special guest, Coach Sharman White of the Georgia State Panthers, one of their assistants, Sly Williams, and on the far side, David Dickerson. We'll take a look at our matchup. We got Allatoona coming into this game 4-6 on the season, taking on a Miller Grove team at 6-3. Allatoona led by head coach Marcus Hood. Miller Grove on the other side, Rasul Chester in his second year. Well, Coach, you know, I know you've seen Miller Grove probably more than you've seen Allatoona. What are going to be some keys for Miller Grove and Allatoona if you know much about this team?
Yeah, I think Miller Grove has to make sure they have an effective plan to attack the matchup zone that Coach Hood like that his teams play. It's very effective for them. It can neutralize the game. It can slow the game down. They want to play a game in the 40s and the 50s, you know. And I think, you know, on the contrary to that, Miller Grove wants to get up and down, let their athleticism kind of take place, and let you know, be able to score the basketball in transition. So, you know, it'll be a good battle and see who can impose their will, who can you know, enforce their tempo, who can set the tempo for the night, and you know, hopefully, you know, those guys in purple will do well.
Sly, what are you seeing as the keys to the game here for tonight?
Well, one thing about Allatoona, it kind of starts with life after Trey Dooms. You know, Trey Dooms transferred, he went down to Florida, but now it's who's going to step up for Allatoona. You know, there's kind of feeling their way around, trying to figure out what type of program they are. They got off to a slow start. 3-5 is not an Allatoona team. It's not a Coach Marcus Hood team, you know. But once they start to develop and figure out who they are, that Allatoona team will get a whole lot stronger. And one thing, I know I may be butchering the young man's name, but it's Toby Adeye. Mm-hmm. It's close enough, but I like that young man. I like he's a big guy on the inside, working around on the inside, good wing type player, good, you know, wing guy, 6'6". But he's a guy who needs to step up and kind of step up big for this Allatoona team if they want to take over and go ahead and put Miller Grove out.
Yeah, I agree, guys. Allatoona has to slow this game down if they have any chance to be in it. They just haven't had, the consistency hasn't been there. A couple bright spots here and there, but they really have not played well. Now, down the road, we get 15, 16 games in, you'll probably see a little different team. But I think Miller Grove might be a little bit too much, you know, right now. They're already kind of set in their ways.
And we'll get some quick predictions. Coach, I'm going to assume you're going with the purple and the Wolverines.
No doubt.
Sly, David?
I want to say Miller Grove.
I'm going to go with Miller Grove. We got a trifecta here.
All right, Allatoona will try to pull the upset. We're just moments away from tipping off here at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. Now we'll send it over to Joel Hilsman in the booth. We'll send it to Ned. Right. Smart pick.
All right, man. I'm going to talk to you soon. We got
We welcome you inside the nightcap of Game 1 from the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17 on SUV TV. Joined by Lewis Preston. I'm Joel Hillsman. Glad that you are with us. It is Allatoona. It is Miller Grove. And Coach Preston, I'm saying this with all due respect. I need to see how much offense we're going to see tonight.
Well, what you have here is you have two teams that are very well known defensively. Coach Hood with his matchup zone has a variety of different presses and pressure that he brings. It'll be interesting to see the chess match here between Coach Chester and Coach Hood to get off with the nightcap.
We are underway. Miller Grove in the gray with the purple numbers, and they are now moving left to right. Allatoona all in white, white tops, white bottoms, and they've got red numbers, black lettering, and they are on defense first. It is Maurice Harvey, Tim Stargell, Lorenzo Anderson, Jermon Clark, and Kevin Page, the 5 on the floor, to start it for Miller Grove. No good. Rebound taken out of the guard spot, Devin Dixon. Along with Jeremiah Sanbream, Toby Adeyanya, Terrell Ard, and Vinny Lasacano at the point guard spot. No Chuma Ogboy tonight. Pass, tip. And there's a jumper by Ard. No good. Rebound, Kevin Page. Page outletting it to Stargell up ahead. Here's Anderson. Lorenzo Anderson, a fast break layup and score.
Once again, it's going to be interesting to see how they get back in transition off of shots. And right now, Coach Hood's already called an early timeout less than a minute into the game.
A quick timeout, 7:08 to go. And it was just one fast break bucket, which, Coach, that could yield something in the end. We saw a fast break bucket on the first point. Both teams have just struggled offensively this season so far.
And that's been one of the things, in talking to Coach Hood earlier when he first got in, just trying to find that offensive flow, got guys in new roles, trying to do different things. So once again, they got to get adjusted to those roles, but more importantly, they got to come together and keep playing together as a team.
Kenneth F. Nugent, PC Attorneys at Law. One call, that's all. Visit attorneykennugent.com. Out of the timeout now quickly. Here's Dixon. Dixon gives it off to Ard. Ard now over to Ananye. And now the pass was tipped by Anderson, so Dixon catches a long three. No good. Rebound, Kevin Page on the glass early. Stargell in transition. Head up over to Maurice Harvey. Harvey's going to go baseline. They didn't stop it. Get that shot out of here and a foul call.
Once again, right there, historically, Allatoona's been known for great ball movement, moving it from side to side. They got it to that first side and took that quick three-point shot. It seems like everybody's trying to be the person to step up and just let the offense flow. Sometimes the best offense you can have, Joel, is a team foul.
First free throw by Maurice Harvey is good. Allatoona under head coach Marcus Hood, they are 4-7. 3 of those out-of-state losses, McCallie, Tennessee, Providence School, and Andrew Jackson. But the scoring a concern, only one game this season over 70 points. Harvey, second free throw is good.
And it'll be very interesting once again to see how they're going to manufacture some scoring, especially with Chuma Ogboy out tonight.
And Ogboy really brought a big presence defensively. Chris Lanier checks into the contest early now. They skip it across to Ard. Ard, a corner three, good. He rattled it right on down the midcourt.
Once again, great penetration. Got the defense to take and sink in. Hit him with that European pass across for the nice three-pointer by Ard.
In the middle, pass tipped and stolen by Ard. Ard's in transition. Ard goes down the right of the lane, layup off the window, no, too hard. Anderson gets the rebound for Miller Grove. So now here comes Lorenzo Anderson. Anderson skips it across over to Harvey. Harvey now in that corner, picked up that dribble. Now spins it back out to the top. Here's Stargell. Stargell will spin it over to Anderson. Anderson now to Stargell. Stargell to Anderson, and they get it in to Page. Page turning on the right elbow. Pass was deflected and knocked away. A good steal. Roland Wooden. So not only did Coach Hood call a timeout, he made mass substitutions because he was not pleased at the early play. Chris Lanier in the lane, floats it up. No good. Rebound to Page. It fell off his back and now gives it over to Maurice Harvey.
Once again, with those mass substitutions, what Coach Hood is telling his team in Allatoona, if you're not going to play the Buccaneer way, then you're going to have to watch and be a spectator like the rest of us.
Kevin Page with his first field goal. Most defensive coaches have that philosophy.
You know what? It's what's made him very successful throughout his coaching tenure, and it's not like he's going to change at this point.
A rematch of the 2016 state tournament team. Alonzo Anderson hit with a foul, Lorenzo Anderson, after he had stolen the ball and taken 2 steps.
Once again, I'm trying to make it to where I do not talk about the officials tonight, and it's the only reason. There's a reason why Joel only had 1 game on the broadcast tonight. There's one reason. I may have been the first broadcaster ejected.
Lewis, Preston, Joel Hillsman, glad that you are with us. Coach Sharman White, the basketball community in the place here, day 1, trapped in the corner. And he spins it back out. Zambria spins it over to Dixon. Dixon, 2 hard dribbles, now back out to Lasacano. Oh, nice bounce pass, layup on the back door.
Once again, like I said earlier, they moved it from one side to the other. They made the defense have to make multiple rotations. Nice little backdoor cut, easy layup. Keep the game simple, fellas.
Here's Page. Page now to Harvey. Harvey spins it to Stargell. Stargell's pass, a turnover. He was going for Jamon Clark. Out of bounds and a turnover, Miller Grove.
And once again, it seems like that Allatoona's picked up their defensive intensity right here over the course of the last couple minutes. So that early timeout kind of set the tone.
Terrence Edwards into the contest now for Miller Grove. And here comes Lasacano across the timeline. Lasacano over to Devin Dixon. Dixon now will play pitch and catch. Almost a 2-3, 3-2 matchup zone there, but kickball.
It's kind of showing a little bit more of a 2-3 look. And once again, Coach Chester making that adjustment right now because in that man-to-man, Allatoona was getting that flow offensively, trying to slow him up and make him think a little bit more.
Coach Chester, Rasul Chester, in his 2nd year, taking over for Sherman White, who you saw on the SUV TV Game Day Live presented by CBA Sports. There's a stop, pop jumper, wooden, no good. Rebound. They are struggling from the field. Here comes Lorenzo Anderson in transition. Anderson all the way, floats it up, barely skipped the backboard, got the rebound to Page, Page to Clark, Clark fouled underneath.
First of all, going back to Coach White, it's great to see him come back into the building.
Yeah.
You know, we all know about the 7 championships that he had won in Miller Grove, and now it's great to see him and the assistant coaching ranks at Georgia State. Georgia State just had a great win the other night up at UMass. So, once again, Ron Hunter and staff doing a great job, and there's a reason why they're the winningest basketball team in college in the state of Georgia over the course of the last 6 years.
Free throw, Clark, bounced off, no good.
Checking in for Allatoona, number 11, Toby.
Yeah, and even last year in Class 5A, Allatoona 6A squad.
Right.
But 5A, they made it to the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you come 1 game shy of playing for the championship. So Rasul Chester, you know, he did do – it wasn't like he came in and did a shabby job.
No, not at all. You know, once again, we talked about following the legend.
Yes.
You have to keep some things the same, and then you slowly through the process have to, you know, take it to that next level and put your stamp on it.
Lasacano between the rings over to Devin Dixon. Dixon worked out by Harvey, who came out high on him. Lasacano drives, ball was knocked away in a steal. Stargell gets up ahead to Harvey. Here's Maurice Harvey. Harvey all the way driving, layup good. Maurice Harvey, his 4th point.
It's very hard to make that pass by Lasacano in traffic right there, which leads to a fast break. Sometimes turnovers can be the best fast break for the defense as they turn it to offense.
8-5, trapped in the corner, knocked off of the defender, out of bounds, and there's our guy Blaine from Fox 5 down there underneath the basket. Man, I know. Oh, look, I know it's a great day. Blaine from High Five Sports is under the basket, and Ty Photog is under the basket. Wherever Ty Photog shows up, it is serious stuff.
I'm not worried about Ty. I'm not worried about Blaine because Georgia's Hoop Circle, SUV TV's in the house.
Of course.
We running things.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm going to give my guys those networking love now.
I got you.
How it is.
Last time on that trap right there, what the big man for Allatoona should have done is dive to the basket to suck down the defense, and he could have gotten that skip across for the 3-point shot. But once again, new guys, new roles, new expectations. It's going to take some time.
Isaiah Taylor into the game now. Pass off and a charging foul called. I think you should have just let that one go. Isaiah Taylor into the contest for Allatoona, 35 in white.
What are you talking about? Let that go. He charging the 2 dude. They could have called 2 fouls on that.
The ball was gone.
Come on, Joe. Could have called 2 fouls.
Is this the same crew from the last game? It is not. Okay. All right, so here's Dixon. I'm not going to get started on the refs today. I'm not.
That's the reason why they only put me to one broadcast, SUV TV. That's the reason.
There's a drive out of bounds. I respect them. They have a tough job, but it's been poor this year.
Well,
it's been poor.
Evidently, they've been sticking too much to the manual and just not letting them play. We'll save that for another day, though.
Inbound in the corner to Dixon. Dixon puts it on the floor with the right hand dribble. He spins it back out. 2.5 to go. Ooh. Ball movement there around that zone defense. Now here comes Taylor. Taylor lost it. That's a travel, no call. They say it was deflected. Then Jarman, who can't save anything, he stands on the end line out of bounds with 2:27 to go. 8-5, Miller Grove in front.
Once again, when they're attacking the zone, one of the things I like to see for Allatoona's players is pull up for that short free throw line jump shot. You know, you don't need to take it that one dribble deeper and put it into that area where you're going to put yourself in a world of hurt, right?
Dixon three-pointer, no good.
Exactly. It's easier to take a wide-open 15-foot jump shot than a contested 8-footer.
Inbound, up, no good by Nyeye. And here's Stargell back. TJ Stargell coming over from Shiloh. And a foul on the floor as Harvey went driving. 2:07 to go. We've got 13 total points. 8-5, Miller Grove with the lead.
Once again, we said it was going to be a defensive contest, and it has lived up to that billing up to this point.
Miller Grove 6-3 overall. Respectable losses to Norcross, Shiloh, and Columbia so far this season. Next week, they're at the Tournament of Champions. And they've got Jonesboro and John Marshall, Virginia. So the schedule does not lighten up.
Not at all.
John Marshall down at City of Palms this week. Stargell hesitates and stepped on the end line. I like to give the defense credit, but we know that both of these teams are offensively challenged.
Yes. And once again, it's going to take time. It's going to be a process. But you always need to find a couple guys that step up in different situations. And that's the reason why Coach Hood looks like he hadn't gotten a lot of sleep here over the course of the last 2 to 3 weeks.
And he continues to go deep down that bench, trying to find some rotation. Taylor zips it over to Dixon. Now Taylor drives. He was out of control. Foul called on the floor.
Once again, he had the defense sucked in right there, right, Joel? Why not just make that pass right there to the corner for that wide open shot?
Checking in for Allatoona, number 2.
So Jeremiah Sanabria has checked back in.
I think Coach Hood leads the nation right now in substitution.
No, that was Gainesville and Benji Hood the other night.
Well,
that was hockey-style substitution.
Yeah, you're right. You told me that.
In the corner, there's a three. No, by Edwards, an offensive foul. Offensive foul call on Miller Grove. And that was on Stargell. Stargell has 2 now.
Really?
Yes.
I thought that was on Page.
Page, it was. Okay.
Does he have 2?
Page has 1.
Okay.
Team has 3. Long 3, no good.
You know, when you look at both of these teams right now, they don't seem to have that same pop that we're used to seeing them have. And some of it is just, you know, trying to live up to expectations and not necessarily having the personnel for that. Some other things as well is just, you know, teams just trying to better understand their roles individually and collectively as a group.
There's a foul. Toby Ayai. And he picks up the foul. It's 8-5.
I have no comments right now.
54 and 5, 10 seconds to go.
Because I know you just shot me that look.
As Terrence Edwards at the free throw line.
That's the reason why they don't have a live camera on.
Well, there was one here earlier.
That's the reason why it's not here now.
That's just the Georgia Hoop Circle and SUV TV way, man. You know, we call it
the way we see it.
That's the old rule that I learned. See it, say it, say it, see it. Edwards makes both free throws, and we're in double digits with one team, 10-5. In the closing minute of the first quarter in the nightcap on day 1 of the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine offers the specialized care to keep your superstar playing at the highest level. Find the location nearest you at choa.org/sportsmed. Miller Grove in the final 33 seconds. Pass shot to lane. Stolen on the break. Here comes Wooden. Wooden layup. No good and was fouled.
Once again, Wooden did a good job of putting the ball out in front of him. I think he got worried more about the contact. In that situation right there, you just come to a nice two-footed jump stop and just see it through. Because the guy's going to, normally he's either going to foul you or he's going to jump past you.
And here's the free throw. Up and in. Good. So Roland Wooten, his first points of the day. First point, I should say. And it's 10-6 with 28 and 17 seconds to go. Back iron, no good. Page gets the rebound. So Page has exerted himself well so far in this first quarter on the glass.
I'm curious to see how much more of a physical presence he can have down on the low block because he's the biggest player out on the floor.
Pass in his turnover. Here comes Taylor. Isaiah Taylor floating up, shot, no good. Anderson couldn't get the rebound. Dixon shot up, no good. And here comes Harvey. Harvey with 3 seconds, with 2. Maurice Harvey doesn't see the clock, turns, shoots a top side 3 and rattled it home to beat the buzzer. Maurice Harvey, and he finishes with 7 points in that first quarter, and Miller Grove has a 13-6 lead at the end of the first quarter. You're watching the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV. Joe Hillsman and Lewis Preston back with you here inside the House of Blue on the campus of Norcross High School. As we now enter the second quarter, Miller Grove and Allatoona in the nightcap of day one of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV. Substitution now early, and that'll bring in Lorenzo Anderson. Some quick notes there. 7 points, Maurice Harvey there in that first quarter. He was the high man, and he had more than Allatoona. Allatoona had 6, 13-6. Sabrina with a bucket, and Terrell Ard, he hit a 3, Wooten a free throw. There's a long 3 out of the corner. Ard, good. He banked it home.
I thought banks closed at 6 o'clock.
I don't know no bank open in the corner.
Well, you know what? It is the holiday. And
that's a lot more than gifts to giving, bro.
And it is the season of giving.
That's a lot more than that. Page sit on the rim, Kevin Page, his second field goal.
And you know what? You look at Kevin Page right there. I think he should be posting up and dunking like that almost on every possession. I'd almost force-feed it into him.
I don't think with Page, and I've seen him multiple times, we talked about it on the Georgia Hoop Circle.
Exactly.
Get down there and score the basketball. The steal is not a go-to player right now for Miller Grove, although they have the lead. Free throw, foul line jump is no good. Rebound comes down to Edwards, and Edwards down to Lorenzo Anderson. The frustration kind of spewed over during the quarter break. One Miller Grove fan it just really let everybody have it out loud. Tried to go in, poor pass from the top. Not the right angle there, Jalen Stuckey, but there's a steal and a turnover. Anderson all the way up, blocking foul call. And that'll be on Ard.
And that's one of those situations right there where you're lucky that the young man got up from that play, because normally in a situation like that, it's an easy way to get yourself injured.
Yeah. So now Lorenzo Anderson going to the free throw line. His first trip to the line today, he has 2 points. Allatoona coming in at 4-7, as I mentioned, but they've lost 5 of their last 6 games. So they've had a tough stretch there. Free throw good, and they will be having the Lake City Classic, hosting that next week at their gym there in Allatoona.
And, you know, as we were talking off the air, I think some of the things that a lot of fans just need to know, you got 2 teams that are definitely, especially with Allatoona, with the transition that they have with some new roles, new expectations. Once again, it takes time. It takes time. You just got to understand that it's a process. Get a little bit better each day.
John Chester into the contest now for Allatoona, number 4. Taylor to Chester. Chester still has it out of the triple threat position. No dribble, back out to Ard. Ard faked the pass, didn't make the pass, goes down the lane and was fouled on the shot. Terrell Ard.
I'm not sure I saw some contact right there.
Neither does this Miller Grove fan down in front of us. The passion exuding.
Exactly. I want to see if they want to come up here and try to get the third mic. So
I think we good.
No, this is a 2-man show right here.
Justice King will be stepping in. And he steps up and now checks in. Ard makes the free throw. So Ard doing the heavy lifting right now. He has 7 in the game.
Now I'm curious to see right now will Allatoona pick up in a little full court pressure, try to change it up a little bit, see if they can get Miller Grove rattled a little bit here.
Free throw good, 17-11. Skips it off. There's Clark. Clark up. No. You know one thing, that's the defensive principles right there, forcing the charge and taking the charge.
Once again, if you didn't know any better, you would have thought I was in Allatoona's locker room with the way that I came with that full court pressure. But you know what? It gets you out of your normal rhythm. And once again, got a charge right there. Great defense. See how they can capitalize on the offensive end.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Joel Hillsman, Lewis Preston, glad that you are with us. Pass is tipped. Chester recovers it for Allatoona, who's in white. Chester, long skip past the Ard. Ard had to climb the ladder to get it. Into the middle, Sanbria. Bria, jumper, no good. Rebound is swallowed up off the glass. Good board by Clark.
And once again, that was great. That was great offense right there by Allatoona. One of the things throughout my coaching career, you got to sometimes fake a pass to make a pass.
Floater up, back iron, no good. Edwards, Isaiah Taylor. Now he has gotten significant minutes here through the end of the first quarter and into the second quarter out of the guard spot. Taylor picked up the dribble, spins it across to John Chester with 5:17 to go. Here's Ard. Ard holding it on the left wing. Ard puts it on the floor, now feeds it into Santa Bria. Kick it to the corner. Isaiah Taylor, a 3. Off, no good. Rebound is going to come back, and they're going to get a second opportunity. Good rebound in by Zaylen Talley, who has checked into the contest. Out to the top. Taylor goes, lost it, and a foul call.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it was.
That's a good call.
Miller Grove foul line number 13, Tyreke Boyd.
Once
Coach,
again,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just Marcus Hood. He came and got the ball, and that just made me remind you that he's been the head coach. He's been the only head coach in Allatoona history since the school opened in 2008.
And if you just look at his overall record and what he's done, that's the reason why, it's a process.
Free throw. Taylor, front iron, another 1-and-1. No good. Talley puts it back in.
21, Talley.
Got somebody down.
Is that Page or Clark? I think that's Clark.
Clark.
Yeah. Substitution, Maurice Harvey will check back in. Tyreke Boyd into the contest. He was the one that was hit with that foul. Taylor missed the front end of that 1-and-1.
Once again, Miller Grove's been on a little bit of a scoring drought here. Let's see what they can do to get back on that board. Allatoona has been able to use their defense to generate some offense for them.
7-4 so far, Allatoona with the advantage here in this second quarter. Feed it in, there's Boyd. Boyd gonna pull the jumper. It skips off left, no good. Rebound put back up and in by Terrence Edwards.
Once again, Miller Grove's size versus what Allatoona has out on the floor right now. Interesting to watch. Interesting watch overall.
They swing it now to the right side, holding it. And now here is Chester. Chester gives it off. Sambria now spins it back. Now Talley. To Chester. He kicks it to the right corner. Deep 3. Ard. No good. Edwards gets the rebound. So Edwards now going to give it up to Boyd. Ard tried to go to that other corner after splashing him here in this left corner.
Right.
Drives, stop, Boyd, jump, front iron, no, tip. Rebound is going to come down to Chester. Both teams also struggling from the field, 19-13 with 3:48 to go. Chester, touch pass, Tally goes baseline, Tally layup, no good. Art, put back, no. Bunnies in the paint, no good. Rebound ripped down by Justice King, and they outlet it up ahead. Stop, going to go on the baseline is Anderson. They cut it off. Good defense by Ard. Spins it back out now, and they'll hold it with Harvey. Harvey now with Anderson.
Those easy missed chippies right there is the reason why coaches lose sleep and get gray hair, or like me, go bald.
It's not all the way, though. I think it fits you, though.
I'm just a razor away. Just a razor away.
Okay, all right.
'Tis the season to cut my hair.
So now, bounce it. Ard spins it to Chester. Chester spits it back out to Ard. Ard, they're moving it well. There's a corner three, Sambria, no good. A lid on the basket. Edwards gets the rebound. Edwards into the forecourt with a left hand dribble with 2:55 to go. And Coach Chester will call a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout right here. This timeout brought to you by CBA Sports. Looking to get a new basketball, tennis, or multi-purpose court? CBA Sports can help as your sports construction specialist for both commercial and residential projects. Visit cbasports.com and contact us to discuss your next indoor or outdoor project. And CBA Sports, of course, presents the Georgia Hoop Circle with myself and Lewis Preston, head coach Mario Mays, and head coach Barry Browner. I call them head coaches, too. We got enough basketball experience. You enjoying it so far, though?
Unless you're a fan of Upson Lake. Because our Twitter has been blowing up today.
Yeah, bro, we've been catching it today.
But you know what? Sometimes you got to put yourself in the fire.
And that's all right. And, I mean, St. Pius didn't help the argument with their show.
They did not.
So
You can't be up 20 and lose at home.
At all. To an inferior opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Not taking anything away from that opponent.
I think it was your shooting against Coach Paul that came back to haunt him.
Coach Paul will not want any more of me. Anderson on the drive and scores his second field goal.
Once again, you got assistant coaches asking to shoot against you, but just to let all assistant coaches know, we deal only with head coaches. Georgia Hoop Circle, SUV,
that was funny. The assistant coach, yes. And for the record, since you brought it up, I let Coach Paul off the hook with the hook shot. So I did.
Okay. I wasn't there to witness it because I was out
Unfortunately,
sick.
I don't think you was sick. I think you knew what was going to happen that night.
Man, I'm telling
Ever since Hoops Given, you've been saying I got to shoot 8 out of 10, and I stripped them nets and ripped them nets over at CBA Sports.
You know what? Between you stripping and ripping nets and being the #1 president of the McKeachin fan club, I don't even know what to say to you anymore right now.
Goodness, Justice King with the hoop. Man, I tell you, I'm going to go talk about Taylor County then. No disrespect. Sorry about that, Taylor County. They are struggling. They're 0-7 on the year, and they've lost 2 games to Upson Lee. Oh, Anderson! Oh, behind the back, blew the layup. Rebound is going to be ripped down in the middle. They kick it out and now. Don't go diving for it. All right. Vinny Lasacano.
I thought Vinny was going to jump into the DJ down there.
Hey, that's a nice DJ. She spun it well today.
Right.
She has spun it well today.
I'm all about ball. I don't know how to turn. I don't know anything about turntables.
Oh, no. I don't either.
I don't know anything about the 1s and 2s.
I don't either.
Me either.
I know about the 1s and 2s in the pickup, man.
I thought you were all about the 3.
Hey, the 2 is a 3 when you're playing 1s and 2s.
There you go.
You go. Lewis Preston, I'm Joel Hilsman. 23-13. Both teams struggling to score. And they get it in at the high post, and here's Wooden. Wooden lost it. A steal. Here comes Boyd. Boyd in transition. Boyd, get that shot out of here. It's sent away by Jeremiah Sanabria. Nice block.
It was a great block. Once again, when you catch the ball up at a high post right there and you got somebody digging down and somebody defending, you got to kick it out, then dive, get open, and then look to take advantage of that from there.
90 seconds to go here in this first half. Boyd, pass, hit. There comes the speaker.
Once again.
Good save.
She got hands.
She do. There's a drive. Clark across the lane and a foul. So German Clark will go to the line.
Just glad to see Clark back on the floor when he grabbed his knee earlier. That's never, you know, especially being a big man. I've hyperextended mine a few times, so never like seeing big guys grab their knees. So glad to see him back out there.
Clark free throw. The lefty is good. He has his first point of the day. 1 of 3 from the line. A nice size on Clark. 6'6", 215. And the senior, no good. Split him. Rebound out of the forward spot, and there comes Wooten. Wooten gives it over to Lasacano. Lasacano was stopped by Clark, picked up. We're coming up on a minute to go. Here's Chester. Chester now to Sanabria. Under a minute now. 24-13, an 11-point advantage, and Allatoona has not scored in quite a while. They've been stuck on 13 for quite a while.
Nice skip pass right there.
There's another good pass. Catch fire, a 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Anderson, who got his balance and kept it in bounds, and now they'll come up and let's see what they hold for the final shot. Boyd across the timeline. He's picked up by Chester. Boyd drives, kicks to the corner. There's a cut to Clark. Clark, foul line jumper, no good. Clark chased it down, got his own board, powers up. No whistle. Rebound is going to come out. Here comes Cooper. Cooper now has it with 19 seconds. Spits it across the lane now, and here comes Wooden. Wooden over to Sanabria. They were a little sloppy with it, but they maintain it with 10 seconds to go. Chester holds it.
See what they can get here in the end of half. See if we can get a wide open J. Oh.
Gonna have to rush the shot. Sanabria, a 3, no good. And we are at the end of the first half. Miller Grove holds a 24-13 advantage over Allatoona. We'll throw it back live to the SUV TV Game Live set, sponsored by CBA Sports.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast. Do my thing whenever I'm put on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
You're watching the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV. Double duty for Lewis and I. He's Lewis Preston. I'm Joel Hilsman. Glad that you're with us as we get ready to start the second half. Between Miller Grove and Allatoona, Miller Grove holding a 24-13 advantage, a 6-point first quarter for Allatoona and a 7-point second quarter. Their high man is Terrell Ard with 8 points. On the flip side, Maurice Harvey, he has 7. Lorenzo Anderson, he has 6.
Once again, as I've heard on numerous times, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, right? Often imitated, never duplicated. That's what I think when I'm sitting right beside you here, Joel.
Well, thank you very much.
Exactly. Had you tongue-tied for a second.
7:39, the third quarter, and the second half just started. And a floater. That's a good way to open it. Sanabria goes on the baseline, his second field goal.
Oh, that drives me crazy right there. You just get a nice basket. You don't get back in transition defense. Once again, Allatoona's looking like they're looking to try to attack the paint and get some bunnies. But once again, you must get back. Somebody's got to be back in transition every single time.
Clark got it. And now a turnover for Allatoona, a 10-second violation. The Miller Grove defense does not let them cross the timeline. Miller Grove in the gray with the purple numbers. Allatoona in the white with the red numbers. Dixon goes and takes a steal. Stargell shovels it over to Harvey. Harvey now over to Clark. Clark going to go to baseline. Stop, turns, wheels around with the right-hand hook. No. Rebound, tap to Ard. Ard outlets it, and here they come in transition with Lasicano. Lasicano hesitates. Now he bounces it over to Sambrina, who gives it back over now to Ard, and they'll work on it with Dixon.
Oh, looks like Miller Grove's in a little bit of a matchup look, more of a 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2, protecting those wings. There's a deep three, kaboom, by Devin Dixon, his first field goal.
Okay. Seems like Coach Hood said something in the locker room to get them fired up.
They are in the contest. It is now an 8-point game, 26-18. But you said it when we were on the SUV TV Game Day Live set presented by CBA Sports. They just got to make some shots.
Exactly.
And that's what it is. Basketball is a make-or-miss game.
Exactly. And they've had great rotations. They've swung it from side to side. It's been wide open looks. You just got to step up and have the confidence you're going to knock it down. One of the things that
Alley.
Oh, there you go.
Nope. Off of the inbound, up, fighting hard. Clark, up, no. Tip, Clark, no. Page, no. Clark, Page, no. Get it out, a block. Man, up there several times. I like the effort, though.
Yeah, I'm telling you, both teams have come out scrappy to start the third quarter. I would have liked to been in there to see what Coach Hood said at halftime. I've had a couple speeches. I could not put them on the air to let the players know that they need to step their games up.
Here's Ard. Ard over to Lasicano. Here's Dixon. Dixon, a deep right wing three. Good. He stripped it in.
Back-to-back threes. He's trying to challenge Joel Hilsman to a three-point shooting contest.
26-21, but that will give him confidence now. Anderson, baseline, floater, good. Lorenzo Anderson.
It's a great job coming back by Anderson right there with that floater to try to stop the momentum right there by Allatoona.
Yeah, push the lead back out to 7 now, and here is Sanabria. Sanabria now gives it over to Lasicano. Lasicano to Sanabria. There's Dixon. They closed out on him quickly. Did Harvey that time. Sneaking down the baseline is Ard. Ard is open. Skip pass to him is short, but he picks it up. Goes baseline, hesitates. Now back over to Lasicano. Fake the pass. Drops it off. Sanabria. Jumper. Badly missed. Rebound to Maurice Harvey.
Once again, good ball movement. Had a decently wide open shot. Just got to knock him down.
Stargell pull up in transition, good. Tim Stargell, his first field goal.
Stargell pulled up with that one with confidence right there. A little fadeaway, a.k.a. Kobe.
TJ Stargell. Behind the back, stop, ball knocked away. On the floor, and now a jump ball is called. Coach Hood looking down the bench.
Jump ball, possession goes to Allatoona.
So here comes Roland Wooden into the game.
Well, once again, I've always talked about this, Joel, in the time that we've been working the broadcast together. When you catch the ball in the paint, you can't put it on the floor.
Yeah.
You got 2 feet in the paint, you got to make something happen, Captain. You know what I'm saying?
Very much so. Understand that. Here is Dixon on the Norcross logo, the House of Blue, Norcross High School. Glad that you are with us. There's Santa Bria driving. It's not there, so he spins it back out and now kicks it over to Dixon. Dixon puts it on the floor. Dixon peels it back out with the left-hand dribble and now with the right hand. 4:23 to go, third quarter. Ard skip past to Lasacano. Catch, fire, a three. Good! Vinny Lasacano with a 3 ball. And all of a sudden they're beginning to find the net. 30-24.
Once again, 3 straight threes by Allatoona.
Trailing by 6, Stargell gives it over to Harvey. Harvey now in and back to Harvey. Harvey pulls a left wing 3. Hill of the rim, no. Anderson rebound, puts it up with the left hand, no. Rebound, Page dropped it, fought for it. Ard couldn't get it. Harvey has it. They go to the floor, fight for it. Good hustle. Out of bounds, it'll go to Allatoona.
Once again, Allatoona's let their defense help them with their offense, and that's kind of been a staple with Coach Hood during his time. Once again, being the only head coach in the history of Allatoona Buccaneer basketball.
30-24 with 3:48 to go.
The ref went in there and hit the net, showed us a little bit of his vertical.
I see.
We better make sure that his Achilles are all right.
I know that's right. Spin it to Dixon. Dixon to Chester. Chester, stop, not there. Spins it to the left. Lasacano working it in the middle. There's a jump by Wooten. In and out, no. Rebound by Page. Once again, good offense, good execution of the offense. Just could not make the shot. And it was a good shot. Page, it went through his hands. Here's John Chester. Chester spinning at half court. Now has to recover the dribble over to Dixon. Dixon going to attack. Elbow jump, float, no. Stargell, tip for the rebound. Dixon comes away with it for Allatoona, and they'll reset it with 3:05 to go. Here's Dixon.
Keep moving it from side to side.
Floater in the middle. Santa Bria, no. And the rebound comes off to Clark.
Wow, they've had some great looks.
Yes, they've
missed about 10 or 12 chippies.
Stargell lost it. Clark was there, picked it up and scored.
It's a 4-point swing right there, Joel.
Yeah.
4-point swing. Those are the ones that keep you up late at night as a coach.
32-24. Miller Grove with the lead. Dixon, a deep 3. Good. Wall to wall, treetop tall. Devin Dixon, a 3 ball.
4 threes that they've made here in the third quarter in the first 5 minutes and 39 seconds. Now let's see what they can do defensively to help them with their offense here as we continue on SUBTV.
32-27, 2:21 and a timeout call. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine offers specialized care to help keep, there we go. See, Lewis Preston did it to me again. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine offers the specialized care to keep your superstar playing at the highest level. Find the location nearest you at choa.org/sportsmed.
Once again, I've always said this, when you got a great program, right, that's been consistently about winning, and although they're struggling, there's just some championship or experience, great basketball coaching habits that come out, and you've seen this by the Allatoona Buccaneers here in the third quarter.
They button down the hatch just a little bit and trying to get it going offensively. Clark goes down to the right block, turns and scores. Javon Clark. He has 6 points in this third quarter. 7 in the game. And he's had a little bump in his confidence as well.
Well, you know what? They've gone to Clark every time that Allatoona's made that run, and he's kind of ceased that run with his play on the inside.
There's a nice feed in. Stop, floated up. Wooten, no good. Wooten getting the run. He just can't get anything to go.
Right.
He's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He'll be making another trip there with 1:46 to go, third quarter.
To all the young post players out there, Wooten did a great job of spinning to the middle with the shot fake. You would have liked to have seen him do a little bit of an up and under, but he's still going to the free throw line shooting too.
Free throw, Wooten, no good. Struggling from the line today, he's 1 of 3. Free throw, good. So Wooten hits him. He has 2 points in the contest. Allatoona still trying to stay somewhat within striking distance, trailing by 6. Harvey, a 3, skips off, no good. Rebound, battled for. Terrell Edwards. Edwards takes it away, and then a steal. Steal by Dixon. 90 seconds. Now Dixon in the backcourt, lost it out of bounds, and it will stay with Allatoona.
Once again, Joe, I like the pep in Allatoona's step. They're continuing to play hard. Shots aren't falling the way that they normally like to see them fall or how they've fallen in the past, but they're continuing to play hard, and that is, to me, the sign of a well-coached team.
There's a drive by Isaiah Taylor. Lost it, picked up by Edwards. Edwards doesn't have the numbers, gives it to Anderson. Anderson flies in. Get that shot out of here. Great defense, rolling Wooden. No layups. No fly zone.
Not in the House of Blue. Not in the House of Blue.
House of Blue with the state championship banners, 8 of them total between the girls and boys programs, 5 by the boys and 3 by the girls, and the 3 are very special. That's got Diamond DeShield's name all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Under a minute, 34-28. I would throw in another note in there about Diamond DeShield, but I don't want the running gag to continue. Okay. Clark was fouled. Diamond DeShields' his younger brother, Denham DeShields, now a freshman at McEachern.
Well, missed it.
Where the Lady Indians have 5 championships out of the last 6 years, 4 in a row.
I am not shocked that Mr. McEachern himself would know that stat, amongst other things.
Free throw good from Clark.
And speaking of, we just wanted to reach out and say to Coach Angie Hembry here at Norcross. Going to continue to say prayers for you and hopefully for speedy recovery. Had a chance to talk to Howard Hoffman, the Booster Club president, today, and he was telling us that she's dealing with some health issues. Just wanted to let her know that we're thinking about her.
Indeed, and Danny Wright with big shoes to fill, filling in for her. And Norcross, meanwhile, out at Nike Tournament of Champions.
Okay.
So there. It's a big girls tournament nationally.
You know what? The train has to keep on moving.
It does. 35-28, out of bounds and off of Lasacano.
Once again, Lasacano caught that in the corner, and instead of him attacking, he waited for the trap to come. You got to attack somebody, or you got to get it out of there, or you're going to put yourself in the coffin corner.
Kick it back now on the inbound for Miller Grove. Miller Grove, winner of 7 state titles. You know the last time they went back-to-back seasons without a state title, Coach?
I do not know that, but once again, you will know that because you are Joel Hillsman.
Charging called on Terrence Edwards. The first 2 years the school was open.
Wow. That was a little bit before my time. Prior to me coming to the great state of Georgia. Yeah. And just for all the non-viewing audience, Mr. Hillsman is going into his book. I like to call it his book of tricks, to come out with the stats, the history, the data, to let us know about Miller Grove and all other facts about all the different schools here.
I just want to make sure that is from the first 2 years. Because I know, listen, they won 6 in a row. Then didn't win, and then got the 7th victory. And you see the documentary right here on SUV TV. Final 6 seconds, 3, 2. Anderson floats up off the window, no. And we have came to the end of the third quarter. Miller Grove has a 35-28 lead. Best scoring quarter for Allatoona with a 15-point mark. All right, timeout. We'll be back. Fourth quarter action coming up on the other side of this break.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Crenshaw reminding you about the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Tip-Off Classic. It comes your way December 21st through 23rd at Norcross High School. Here's what the coaches have to say.
When you put those two names in something that it's going to be run first class, the level of competition is going to be very good. Crowds are going to be real good over here. So it's just really exciting for us to be in it and be able to play that first night in it right here. And so and for me, an opportunity to come back and coach in this facility again is really special.
You're watching the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17 live here on SUV TV. Lewis Preston joining me. I'm Joel Hilsman. 8 minutes on the clock, 35-28. Miller Grove with the lead. But I guess the story positively, Coach Preston, is Allatoona, a 15-point third quarter. That's their highest quarter of the game. So
once again, Coach Hood says something at halftime to spark the Buccaneers, and they've come out with much more energy, much more passion in the third quarter. See if they can continue it here in the fourth quarter.
Allatoona in the white. It is Dixon, Lasacano, Isaiah Taylor, Sembrino, and Ayeye, the 5 on the floor for Allatoona. For Miller Grove in the purple, a 5-count call. Maurice Harvey, a turnover. Lorenzo Anderson, Kevin Page. Now Timothy Stargell will be checking in, and Jamarian Clark will stay on. Terrence Edwards comes out. Good defensive pressure there, Coach. Forced that 5-count.
Once again, defense sometimes can lead the offense, and Allatoona has done that very well here in the second half.
Putting it on the floor, good help. Now they try to go screen roll action, tapped out of bounds, and a turnover. Both teams have had their fair share of turnovers today and haven't protected the basketball as they are accustomed to within the traditions of the program.
Well, once again, you know, here at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic, it's been a very interesting day here in Georgia hoops with the commitment that we saw earlier, or heard earlier this evening. I'll let you talk about that a little bit more, Mr.
Clark
Hilsman.
with the layup. Yeah, it makes for a fun Saturday. Tifton Newton and Newton's guard will be freshly minted as a commitment to the University of Georgia, and Ashton Hagans. That started early today. We got that news, Georgia Hoop Circle. We got that news. Pretty soon.
Well, once again, we'll keep our sources.
Yeah, exactly. But then, but also to respect the young man.
Absolutely.
Because his decision, you don't steal thunder.
Not at all.
Jumper good, Timothy Sargent. Big fine though for Georgia though. That's a big get.
That's a big get. Christmas came early for Coach Fox and staff.
I mean, we've seen what Ashton Hagans has been able to do. I mean, the triple-double count this year, he had 4 or 5 in a row, depending on which statistician you ask, but either way, it's still impressive.
But once again, I mean, I can say the same thing for Russ in Oklahoma City.
Sanabria with the layup, Jeremiah Sanabria.
But I'm not hating, though. I'm not hating.
You sure now?
I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure as the day is long.
Don't add any more hot water into the Georgia Hoop Circle and SUV TV than we are already in. Not saying that we don't mind it, but
I mean,
Clark turned and scores. And we saw this Allatoona team come out against North Gwinnett in their opener. And of course, they had Ogboy, who defensively got things going. What do you have, 5, 6, 7 steals in that contest?
Yes.
And that's one of the things you talked about at the half, Coach, on the SUV TV Game Day Live presented by CBA Sports. Their defense to use offense, and see, Ogboy is a player that does that.
And what Ogboy brings to the table, he gets you some easy baskets, which can help to calm you down and help you get your confidence a little bit when your perimeter shot or your three-point shot's not going down.
Sanabria, first free throw is good. Easy buckets, man. Nothing like easy buckets. Just like a shooter struggling. He gets to the free throw line a few times. You can shoot yourself out this long.
You sure can. You should know.
That is true. I'm telling you, man. Free throw line is your best friend, bro. Ask Sharif Cooper. Sorry about that. See,
Mr. McKeechin back doing what he do best.
I mean, listen, the dude went for 42 points, 16 or 20 from the free throw line. I mean,
I just had a text come across my phone. Clay Thompson wants to talk to you about going shooting contest. when they come in on March 1st, 2018, before they play the Hawks on March 2nd, Klay Thompson said he wants to come over to the House of Blue. Shooting contest, 3-point shooting contest. What you got?
Now, Coach, see, you trying to learn me now. Listen, I don't turn down nothing, okay? I don't care if Larry Bird walked through that door.
Yeah, you better watch your mouth now.
I'm just saying.
Man, I'm telling you.
Listen, the only way that you're going to know if you're going to win or lose is to play. And if you play the game long enough, you're going to win, you're going to lose.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Listen, Clay might outshoot me, but you know what? I'm not going to back down from the challenge. I'm not the greatest shooter in the world now, but I got a J.
Oh, no worry. Coach Paul told us that.
Coach Paul was sweating, boy. And he was making me mad because he was sticking them too now. Jeez. And mind you, I had on a button-up shirt.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Button-up shirt, collared shirt.
Boy.
In slacks now. So it wasn't in the hooping gear. That's why I'm so glad Adidas is not sponsoring NBA jerseys no more. They look like huggable soccer shirts.
Well, once again, I want to apologize to all the SUV TV fans because Joel Hilsman's out here making excuses. Right? He out here making excuses. Larry Bird, Klay Thompson, all the greats
Lewis
would
Preston.
not even be talking about, man, I'll play you in a pair of tight shorts and Sunday socks and Sunday shoes.
I mean,
if I have to do what I got to do.
Listen, everybody do that. I just wanted it noted. Just having fun with it.
I mean, don't make me come out in my Uncle Charles outfit. Exactly.
Coach Mays, though, I can still hear him right now.
Uh-huh.
If you go back and watch, he said secret weapon. And I wasn't paying attention. I should have been paying attention. But then I pulled out the left-handed J. And that would have been in honor of you. That's what I should have did. I should have pulled out the left-handed J. There's a timeout on the floor, 4:28 to go. This is why you and our good buddy here. This is why you don't put Lewis Preston. You don't do this. I love it. It's absolutely great.
I'm telling you right now, and all I got to say is this. Joel Hilsman thinks he can battle anybody.
As a coach,
anybody.
Ain't you supposed to be able to
exactly.
play anybody, anytime, anywhere?
Believe me. You can play on any team I coach.
I'm going.
But I'm going to limit your shots.
That's fine. All I need is one.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, take one shot to change the game, coach.
There you go.
One. I understand what 5'10" means. That means get it to the big man. So once you double him, late in the clock, and I'm over there in the corner chilling, shut up.
You know what? You know what?
You know what? I better get this spot read out the way.
Exactly.
StatRow showcases youth sport highlights and gives a portion of his revenue back to teams. Visit StatRow.com today to learn how your team can partner with StatRow. I see why now Coach Sharman White always say, boy, they got you working with Lewis. I love it, though. Wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
I just got another text from Maceo Hurd from the Crust Sports Talk.
No, you didn't. Now, I know he's not finna talk.
Maceo said that he want to challenge you to a 3-point shooting contest in one of his velour outfits.
That's over. That is no contest. The hoop inside. That Maceo better stick to football.
He said he gonna wear his NC velour outfit.
Man, he better wear a shoulder pad and his helmet.
And he said he gonna have his Jordan 12s on.
I don't care if he, man.
Let's get back to the game.
This is bait over here, man. Y'all listen. And this is recorded forever. There's a dump off in the middle and a turnover. Oh, man. 45-35. Miller Grove with a 10-point lead on Allatoona. And they're going to the free throw line now will be Lasacano. Benny Lasacano. Oh, Miller Grove is now over the limit. 1-1. Lasacano, no good. And it's been a lid on the basket most of the night for Allatoona.
Once again, Allatoona's done some good things offensively. They've done some great things defensively to stay in the game. They just can't quite get it to where they need to get it to.
Clark, no good. Clark got it sent away, and they kick it back out. And now here's Maurice Harvey. Harvey, Anderson, Stargell, Clark, and Edwards, the 5 on the floor for the Miller Grove Wolverines. Cross-court pass. Dixon, Taylor, Lasacano, Wooten, and Ayaya on the floor. Almost a steal. Now goes dump down to Clark. Clark turns up. No, a foul, but I thought everything from the floor to the ceiling was Isaiah Taylor. I think he gets hit with the foul. No, it will be on Roland Wooden. Roden. So there was one about to be substitution, but now Talley and Lanier are called back.
Once again, it's just one of those. These is just one of those games where Miller Grove's done what they needed to do to stay ahead. They've gone and taken the ball inside, right? And then Allatoona's had numerous chances. They've just come up short on some. But I like the intensity and the passion they came out with the second half.
Pair of free throws, good. And a full timeout call now called by Marcus Hood with 3:06 to go. Kenneth F. Nugent, PC Attorneys at Law. One call, that's all. Visit attorneykennugent.com. Kenneth S. Nugent, PC Attorneys at Law. One call, that's all. Visit attorneykennugent.com. Joel Hillsman, Lewis Preston, glad that you are with us. Day one, and I know you've been ripping around and running around most of the day and doing different things, but what are your thoughts so far as the day one comes to a close here, the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17?
First of all, I want to take and tip my hat to John Babel with the Atlanta Hawks, with Art and Denise Pickus with Sports Image, Eric Oberman with the Atlanta Tip-Off Club and Naismith Awards. It's been a first-class run event. Had some great games here today. Once again, I said it last night on the Georgia Hoop Circle on SUV TV. I thought one of the best games was going to be Collins Hill Buford girls, and they lived up to the billing and then some. It was great to see Buford and Shiloh earlier. Great to see Harrison and Lambert's girls as well. There have been really good, hotly contested games throughout the day, and looking forward to another great set of games tomorrow.
Yeah, a great set of games, but I have to agree with you. The Collins Hill Buford game was, that game was so highly contested, and then Collins Hill used that 11-0 run and just ripped things away. Look at the whirling dervish flip off the window from Vinny Lacasiano. Makes it now a 10-point ball game. Final 2.5 minutes. Allatoona made a push, driving. Clark, good. Clark has turned it on here in the second half.
It seems like Miller Grove has exclusively gone inside to Clark that second half to keep Allatoona at bay, keeping it at a 10 to 12-point lead.
Dixon drives, floater, good. Devin Dixon, so he's in double figures now with 11. And I'll give courtesy to that, he had 9 in that third quarter.
He was the one that sparked Allatoona with those 3 threes.
That's right. As my good buddy Barry Browner would say, a quick 9.
He's been going to the Joel Hillsman School of Shooting.
49-39. Driving, oh no, a wedgie. Jump ball, possession arrow will go to Miller Grove. You started this at Hoops Giving. You started it with Mario. See, Mario Mays is next on the list.
Yeah. Mario's the instigator. I can't wait for him to be in the gym tomorrow.
I will agree with you on that. Long turnover across court. Speaking of tomorrow, and of course all the action here on SUV TV, beginning at 10 a.m., it is the girls' action. Columbia takes on Holy Innocents. I like that Holy Innocents team. Kennedy Suttle, Rachel Suttle, that they are very good. Jada Farrow, Kayla Hubbard. That is a fun ball club. Then at noon, it is Wesleyan and Sandy Creek. There's a drive and score off the window by Lorenzo Anderson. Then we jump into the boys' action. It'll be Woodward Academy taking on South Gwinnett, and then Mount Bethel versus Holy Innocents. And Mount Bethel, not a GHSA school, but they are a GISA school.
Cowboy.
Yeah, they've played very well, and Holy Innocents is going to play well. Then you got Grayson, the Grayson Rams, And you know all about Grayson if you watch the Georgia Hoop Circle. That may be the second best team in the state of Georgia. And then they'll take on Discovery. And then a nightcap, it'll be Duluth taking on St. Francis in the Cabral Huff game.
Versus Drew Cadlock.
Yeah. So that's what you got to look forward to Friday. And, of course, SUV TV Game Day Live presented by CBA Sports will get you started. I'll have those first two games, the first two boys games, beginning at 2 and 4. And then I'll take an off game, and then I'll close up the play-by-play for you tomorrow night with Duluth and St. Francis.
Well, the producer, Marcus Burnett, said he might not put us on together tomorrow because we haven't been on task tonight. Said too many people have been laughing tonight. So
I think we were as much on task as the task was in front of us. 51-39, Miller Grove is going to come away with the victory. It is a wire-to-wire. Let me check. No, it was not a wire-to-wire victory. Allatoona went up 2-0.
Exactly.
But it is a 12-point victory nonetheless. 51-39. Miller Grove gets the victory. Allatoona, the defeat. They now have lost 6 of their last 7. They fall to 4-8 on the season. Miller Grove now improves to 7-3. And quietly, Coach, putting together a pretty good season after, a loss to Norcross, to Shiloh, and to Columbia, but quietly, they're sneaking back in there, and under Coach Chester, respectably playing pretty good. This was a good outing tonight.
Right. Once again, Coach Chester, like we talked about when you follow a legend in Charmin White, Coach Chester has come in his first year and a half plus. He's done a very good job, a very admirable job. They played hard. They knew exactly to go inside to the post to keep Allatoona at bay. If Allatoona, once again, Coach Hood's going to figure out the right matchups. Got to find out what's going on with Chuma Boy. And, once again, this helps with region play. And at the end of the day, you want to be ready for March playoff region play.
Okay, so our player of the game tonight will be Jermon Clark. Jermon, 10, 17. I had him for 18 points, and 17 of that came in the second half. 1-4, 14.
Well, the great thing about Jermon Clark and what he did a great job of, every single time they needed to go to the basket or they needed to keep them at bay, they threw it inside, and Jermon Clark, being a lefty, me being a lefty,
exactly.
Lefties got to stick together, right? Yeah. And he handled his business and then some.
And played very well. We talked about them candidly on the Georgia Hoop Circle last night about him and Page, and he stepped in. Page, a quiet night. He only had 4 points. Lorenzo Anderson played very well. Right. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 points, the great Charmin White.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go with you, man,
you just got to hang with me. You're going to meet people. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Final score once again in our nightcap. Miller Grove 51, Allatoona 39. We thank you for joining us on day one of the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic, presented here on SUV TV. He's Louis Preston. I'm Joel Hilsman. To our entire crew, we're here today. Coach Charmin White for dropping by. David Dickerson, Ned Cash, Sylvester Anderson, and our entire film crew. We'll see you tomorrow right back here with the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. I'm Joel Hilsman. Good night, everybody.